Hey everybody, this is Roger Lopez, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Roger That. I'm currently in my dad's whip, because as we all know, my whip is beyond fucked at the current moment. I got crashed into not too long ago. It sucks a lot, but what can I do? No use in keep crying. What I do is just fucking finesse the bus system. Right now, I'm not finessing nobody. My dad is fucking super nice to let me use his car because, well, let me tell you about the finessing the bus system first. This is a quick tip for everybody that lives in LA that doesn't have a car. If you have your tap card, your Metro tap card, you go to a train station. Even if you don't use the train or not, tap your card into the kiosk and then pay the disabled people's fare, the old people's fare. It's only 35 cents, man. Thank God, and God bless everybody that actually uses that function for real. But man, because they really fucking don't even check. So basically, I just load up my tap card with those super cheap fares for 35 cents, and then once you tap your card and use that fare on the train, you can get 2 hours of free transfers. So 2 hours to use the bus for 35 cents, which is a fucking deal and a half. And then I told you, if you guys don't want to use the train, still go there, because then you can load 35-cent fare, which is valid on any buses. So let's say you don't use a train, what you can do is load up the fare and then tap it on a regular Metro bus, and it's just as good. You got 2 hours of fare time that you can use to transfer to all these lines and so on and so forth. But the nitty-gritty of where I'm going today in my dad's car is that earlier in the day I got invited to do George Perez Podcast. If you guys don't know, George Perez is a dope-ass Latino comedian, man. Super dope-ass dude. Funny as fuck, man. Killing it on the comedy scene. Always is on Comedy Chaos with the Sam Tripoli Show in the main room at the Comedy Store. He did a Showtime back in 2009. For a Payaso Comedy Slam, which was huge back in the days. And then he's had quite a life since then, bro. Quite the fucking life. And he invited me earlier today. Today's Monday. He invited me earlier today, yo, bro, you down to do the podcast? And fuck yeah, I'm down to do the podcast. I've been a fan of his podcast since the first episode. I've known George Perez for goddamn near, I've known George for what? It feels like at least 4 years. And that's how long, basically since I started comedy, I've known this dude. I found him out through the Joey Diaz podcast, which I've been listening to for many, many years, way before I became a stand-up. And then that's where I first found out about Senor George, and I was like, that's dope as fuck, man. He's a cool-ass dude. Met him at the store, and we've been tight ever since. And today is a special day, because I'm going to be on his motherfucking podcast, George Perez Stories. One of the best podcasts out right now if you want to just learn everything about fucking partying, having fun, and just laughing, bro. It's a great podcast. I'm excited. I'm on my way to his studio to go fucking do it. I'm excited as fuck. Thank you to all the homies who put me on shows, so on and so forth, so I can not be seen as somebody, but it definitely fucking helps, as you guys all know. I'm on my way right now. It's gonna be fucking badass, man. It should come out on tomorrow, Tuesday. And this podcast that I'm doing right now, Roger That, is coming out tomorrow on Tuesday as well. I'm sending it over to our Channel 310 fucking CEO, one of the CEOs, Eric Abbenante. He does a great job at splicing the videos, doing everything on the production side of the podcast, putting it on YouTube, so on and so forth. It's great, man. It's cool driving my dad's car right now. I haven't really driven that much in the last month and a half. Well, since my car's been fucked up, so it feels dope as fuck to drive. Dope as fuck. Besides that, man, what's the nitty gritty? Chaz's birthday was on Saturday. If you weren't there, man, you missed out. All these birthday parties that have been happening at the beach, if you get invited, you fucking go, man. There's no better time to have a birthday party at the beach than right fucking now in LA. It is summertime. It is hot as fuck. It was 85 degrees last Saturday for Chaz's birthday. And it was dope as fuck. You know, I rolled down there with the homie Darren. We fucking got some 211s beforehand. Met up with a bunch of dope-ass homies. You know, Chaz, fucking Lila, Arthur. I invited my homie Sylvester out. Scott Ranieri came out. Bradless, Chris Chasen, Ashton Wallace, Chaz's homegirl. And Nate Robinson, man. It was a dope-ass fucking birthday. If you guys have a birthday in LA that's coming up, do not hesitate for one bit to have your birthday at the beach, because it's one of the best spots right now. I've already been to not a brag or anything, but I've been lucky enough to go to 3 beach birthday parties in the last month. So that's almost once every fucking week. And then there's one coming up. The homie Darren Davis, his birthday is coming up on August 24th. We're going to have like a beach day or park day. Either way, just, you know, it's cool to like be outside for somebody's birthday and fucking like grill, make some good food, drink. It's awesome. It's really, really awesome, man. Happy birthday to the homie Chaz. Dope as fuck. Some of you guys may have some questions about Skip Town Playhouse. The Goonsquad had a mic at Skip Town Playhouse for goddamn near 6 months. We ran that shit. But all good things come to an end. Nothing lasts forever. So I hope everybody that came through enjoyed the time that they were there. I know I certainly fucking enjoyed everybody being there, because it was the hottest fucking open mic in LA. Not hot because it was like 80 degrees in there. It was never, man. They got some nice fans in there. But hot because, man, we had 50 fucking comedians show up and sign up to do stage time. 50. That is the most packed open mic in fucking it was the most packed open mic on the scene that wasn't attached to a big comedy club. Like, yeah, the fucking Comedy Store, you'll get like 150 to 200 people signing up for their potluck open mic. At the Improv, there's so many people that they had to cut it off to only 75 tickets, and them tickets go by quick. Laugh Factory does whatever they do. Fuck the Laugh Factory. And I don't have anything against the Laugh Factory, just that I've never once stepped foot inside their club, because as opposed to like the Comedy Store and the Improv, they're just not as welcoming to like newer comedians as the other two clubs are. And then surprisingly, you think the Comedy Store wouldn't be welcome to new comedians, but that's the most badass place you can fucking watch professionals and have nobody like, you know, tell you shit. They'll just be like, yeah, you're a comic, just go to the back, you know, enjoy yourself. At the Improv, it's kind of the same way. It just depends, you know. Not all the door guys there are comedians. Majority of them are. Of course, if you're tight with them, it's amazing. But as somebody that, like, let's say you just got here as a comedian to LA, like, it'd just be easier to go to the Comedy Store and just tell the guy at the booth or girl at the booth, be like, yo, man, I'm a comedian. I just came here for stand-up. And you'll get the opportunity to see, like, great legends. Like, I've seen Dave Chappelle a number of times at the store. Seen Bill Burr a number of times. Every fucking dope-ass comedian you can think of goes through the Comedy Store. So if you just came down here from another state, another country, if you just became a comedian, like, the Comedy Store is the place to be, man. And it's the place where I met George Perez, where I'm going now to do the podcast. I did his show on June 30th. I think he had a show. I think that was the date. He had a show at the Comedy Store Belly Room. He sold that bitch out, bro. 80 motherfucking people plus in the Belly Room, sold out. Not a single seat available. And man, he invited me down to do a spot there, man. I got there, fucking rocked that shit. Man, it was a great fucking experience, man. Especially because, one, I haven't performed at the Comedy Store in like what feels like a goddamn while. And two, because I started comedy 4 years ago on May at the Belly Room, at the Comedy Store Belly Room. That's where I started comedy. Like 1 week before I turned 21, I was down there and I put my name in the hat and, you know, tried my luck, and I'm here now on my way to go fucking do the podcast with George Perez. Like, a podcast I'm a big fan of, like big fan of. If you guys don't know, man, they throw dope ass events like George Perez, like the show I just told you, they dope ass show at the Comedy Store. George is a dope ass strip club DJ, along with his co-host Sidekick Eddie. They're both strip club DJs, both been in the game 10 plus years. They both like have like just recently George had a dope event at the strip club he's stripping at. Like 2 fine ass bitches came to do like, their thing. And it's fucking awesome, bro. And then Sidekick Eddie and George. No, George had his birthday show at the Commerce Store, dope as fuck. Sidekick Eddie had his birthday party at the House of Eden, where he DJs at the strip club for the 100th episode of the George Perez Podcast. I was there. It was fucking phenomenal. Dope ass show, man. This is the only show that I've seen that has a fucking sick ass intermission. Like halfway through the show, they did an intermission, fucking, restock on all the goodies, fucking all that good shit, and then they also fucking had a second intermission. So again, and then the people were with it, super with it, and it was a dope ass motherfucking show. So as you guys can see, I'm a big fan, man. Big fan of these people, my homies. Glad to call them my homies after all this, after listening to them on the podcast, meeting all of them at the Commerce Store, partying with them now. And now I'm about to go do their podcast, man. It's a blessing. It's a goddamn blessing. I got a few shows coming up, so get your notepads out. I got this show on Wednesday in LA, like Koreatown's on Wilshire. Dope as fuck. It's like a mega comedy show. There's like at least fucking 15 comedians on this fucking bill. And notoriously, those shows are pretty, like, kind of whack because they're just booking out the audience as comedians. But it's dope because the homie Arthur's on it, Victor Martinez on it, Taryn Davis on it, and I'm on it. And the homie Brandon Briggs is on it. So you got a good mix of people that are on this show coming up this Wednesday. The homegirl Sarah Bugden, she's hooked me up with a spot on her show, on her open mic /show at the Bang Bang Room. I'm booked for September 10th, so not next month, but the month after. That's gonna be awesome. My first time at the Bang Bang Room was last Tuesday, and it was awesome, man. They run a dope ass room at the Bang Bang Room, and she's a killer of a host, man. She hosted from like 8 till goddamn near midnight. That's a fucking hosting mission. And the room was badass, bro. Great room, great bar, I like the whole decor, It was like, it's not a decor like usual open mics where like it'll be so like dreary and like drapey and fucking dark. Nah, her show has like lights. It fucking feels like you're on stage, like at a fucking dope ass like stage, man. What's funny is that there is no stage, but once you get in the stage area where the spotlights are at, it feels fucking great. So if you haven't already, you got to check out the Bang Bang Room on Tuesdays for the new open mic downtown LA mic runs, which have been nothing but amazing. The Onyx Lounge before the Bang Bang starts at 7:15, 7:30. Great room, great fucking room. All these downtown mics that are popping up are great. And then the Lexington, which is, fucking staple of LA comedy. I can't believe they still allow comedy to be done there, because every spot that's been doing comedy that's not been a comedy club that has been going as long as the Lexington has stopped, man. Has stopped. But this is where I want, these new comedians to, like, listen up a little bit. I'm not saying that I'm not, like, newish in the game, but I've been here 4 years, so I've seen a lot of change on the open mic scene. Right now, there's a big change to make open mics that at first you have to pay at least one drink. So I understand that, support the business. There's some open mics that take it a step further into the assholeness, which is not the first one's out of assholeness, but some mics take it, like, some mics are just like, yo, pay us $5 straight up, like, to your time. And that sucks, because then you don't even get a fucking drink. And then there's some mics that are assholes. These are the assholes. These are the mics that have popped up and clog up the open mic bureau. These mics are basically $5 for your spot for 5 minutes. You have to be on time, and you have to stay inside the room for the whole time. These motherfuckers will lock people in a room just so that they can have people listen to them. What? As a part of the open mic scene, you gotta understand that if people are walking away from you while you just got up or during your act, it's most likely because they don't want to hear your shit. Whatever you're saying, it ain't fucking good. So fucking fix that shit and do a lot better next time. Because these open mics ain't the fucking answer for you. Just because people walk out of your set does not mean you gotta be a bitch and then only perform at these safety rooms. That's what I'm calling them. Safety rooms. They're basically rooms where there's only like 10 people, and then none of those 10 people can leave. So I get it. You're forced to watch their stand-up. So maybe a guy that you would have walked out like at the last open mic, you have to stay for him. Maybe he had one good joke. You might, have something to talk about later on. But fuck that shit, man, because they charge $5 and keep you in. I started my open mic Roger That, which is now canceled, man. Of course, I had a next stage, and then I had to cancel it because the dude didn't want me smoking weed in there. Totally cool. And then I run it at Skip Town, and they're super cool, super dope. But after a few weeks, they didn't want weed in there. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to cancel it. You guys are being super cool to me. But then eventually, they were like, hey, you're not making any money at the bar. And you know what? We're all open mic comedians. I get it, man. I get why an open mic doesn't make money at the bar. That doesn't say you have to pay an item to perform. We're broke, man. Not all of us, but the majority of us are broke. And even if we're not broke, we really appreciate a fucking open mic that's free, that we can just work on our craft. So Roger That was not making any fucking moolah, wasn't making any money, like $0. And I would have at least like 22, 23 people come through every week to my open mic. And it was dope. So they wanted me to start charging one item minimum or not even one item minimum. They wanted me to just like have people pay $5 to do like 5 minutes at my open mic. And as much as I'd like to do that to support Skip Town because I dig the spot, I can't do it to the comedians, man. To people like me that, sometimes don't have a fucking dime to our name. Maybe just the bus fare to get to the open mics. And certainly do not have any money to pay $5 for one spot. That's ludicrous. That's money for like fucking the whole week spot with the 35-cent bus fares. So I had that opportunity, and I told them no. The reason I started Roger That was because I noticed, unlike when I started comedy 4 years ago, there are like, it used to be half the open mics are free, half were paid for. Now there's only like 5 to 10% that are free out of 60. So we're looking at 6 out of 60 open mics being potentially free. And then the free ones now are starting to be like outside of LA. So like there's a free one at Huntington Beach, too far. There's a free one in West Covina, too far. There's a free one in the Valley, too far. Like what the fuck? It's been a little of a motherfucker, but I really did my best to get a mic going for the people that we didn't have to pay any money for. That we did not have to pay money for. And thankfully, Skip Town was super cool with me because they let me host there for free for like 2.5 months, as opposed to like a next stage where I was more than happy to pay $30 a week because they were letting me smoke there. So that's, that makes up for it like tenfold. Oh wait, I gotta cross to my right lane. I gotta be very careful. I do not want any problems in my dad's car. I'm crossing lanes like a motherfucking G. Alright, where was I? So that's why I started Roger That. I wanted people to get up for free and have a dope ass mic that people would. I really like hosting, man. I dig hosting. I just don't like I don't like hosting for like 3-4 hours. That's a motherfucker, man. But I'll host for like 2 hours all day, any day, man. I'll host for an hour and a half all day, any day. And it was great hosting. It was great, and I love bringing people up, and I love saying, like, this is what I envision when I bring people up. I envision that I'm fucking bringing you up at Madison Square Garden. So I'll bring that fucking enthusiasm, because that's my goal, to fucking like sell out MSG and perform there. That's my fucking goal as a comedian. So I feel like I don't want to make that your goal either, but I'm just saying, like, that's how I'm bringing people up. I'm bringing people up so they feel like, man, this is how it might feel at MSG, because I bring as much enthusiasm as I think I'm going to have, man, because it's just all me, 100%, like just raw energy, wanting the person to get up on stage to feel like, hell yeah, I'm a fucking badass motherfucker. That's it was great, man. Hosting for all those 2.5 months was great. I got up so many comedians, many comedians. There's a semi trying to get into my lane, so I'm trying not to get fucking ran over by the semi, because unlike some of those unlike that video I saw recently where like this fucking Ferrari gets like the Ferrari is going straight, and then the trailer to the right of him starts going left, and this Ferrari goes literally in the middle of the trailer where they have the space, and like literally gets out that way. Baller as fuck, but that's not me in this car, so I'm being extra precautious. yeah, Roger that was cool while it lasted. And Goonsquad was super cool while it lasted. If you still want to go to some dope open mics that are produced by goons, please do yourself the favor. Go to Garage Mike. It's behind the Food for Less on Venison Western. It's in the alley behind the Food for Less on Venison Western. Starts at 9. Victor gets there around usually starts setting up around 8:30. And it goes to like 2 in the morning. So bring BYOB, bring your own meat, because we got a little grill that I brought out there that we've been using every week. And there's no reason why people shouldn't be bringing food to this mic too. Because let me tell you, the Food for Less has the greatest deal on fucking meat. Like, all I do is bring is chicken, but I'll get 10 pieces of chicken for fucking I'll get 10 pieces of chicken for Food for Less for $4.41. 10 pieces. Like, that's nothing. Like, there's a pupusa lady that sells pupusas for like $2.25 a pupusa, and support her too. Support the tamale lady that's out there, sells them for $1.50 each. Very cheap. But man, if you bring your own food to Garage Mike, man, you a fucking G. Because then I bring like a 10 piece of chicken. I'll eat 4 of them, and then I'll distribute 6 pieces of chicken. Anybody that wants to eat, can eat. And at an open mic, man, I don't know how many times I can tell you guys I've been hungry as fuck at open mics. And if you come to Garage Mic, man, don't hesitate to bring some meat, bro, to cook. People bring beers all the time. This last Saturday, Jessica, she's a badass fucking comedian. I forget her last name. Jessica, she's like the mom, has a kid. I forget. She's really, really cool though. A really cool ass chick. Because she brought a fucking 24-pack of Modelo's to the motherfucking Garage Mic, and a 12-pack of Lagunitas, and cupcakes, and motherfucking donuts. I'm not saying you gotta bring all that, but man, it definitely adds to the whole ambiance of Garage Mic. Aside from that, we have a dope-ass open mic at, Caesar. Garage Mic is hosted by Victor Martinez Jr., the fucking man. On Sunday, we have another goon fucking open mic called The Arsenal that's seldomly gone to, but let me tell you, this is one of the best open mics you can work your material at. It's like usually an intimate room, 10 people. Sometimes we'll get like audience in there from the bar, and you get 10 minutes for free. Like, the homie Caesar advertises like, one drink, one night at minimum on the bureau, but that's just like to make his, people come assuming that, then they don't have to do it. It's a plus for them. But the people that are cool paying a drink minimum, it's even better, because then you support the spot that Caesar bartends at and where he runs his mic at. So it'd be super dope if you guys listening would come through to both these open mics, because they are the best open mics you guys can go to. And it's like it's open mic / just fucking dope party every Saturday, Sunday. You get like 7 minutes at Garage, amazing. You get fucking 10 at the Arsenal, and I've actually done up to like 22 minutes at the Arsenal, so you can keep going if you're fucking killing it. Don't hesitate to go to any of these 2 spots, man. Great fucking open mics. Roger that's done. Goonsquad mic is done. It'll probably pick up somewhere else later, but until then, go to the Garage Mic open mic and go to the Arsenal open mic. The Arsenal open mic sign-ups at 5, starts at 6 usually, and yeah, goes until like 8. Just fucking rocking and rolling. This last one, it was dope as fuck. The homie Albert Escobedo's wife, Diana, she fucking had her birthday party there. They planned that, and it was awesome because the open mic at the Arsenal was the most fucking packed I've ever seen the Arsenal ever. There was at least fucking 7 to 8 regular audience members throughout the whole fucking open mic. Honestly, that's more than some shows in LA. Some shows in LA don't even have 8 people audience members, but these motherfuckers were in there laughing their ass off. So there's some open mics that are trash that you'll go for 3 hours and not get up, which is the worst. There's some open mics that you'll go for 3 hours, get up, and it's a waste of your time because there was one person there. And then there's open mics like Caesar's that are free on the beautiful west side of LA by Bundy and Pico, right off of Bundy and Pico, that are fucking dope ass gems that you can really work your new material on. Like, I worked these new bits about like fish jizz. I basically just said on stage, like, we're the accumulation of fish jizz, because if we're taking evolution for facts, that's where we came from, right? We came from a bunch of fish jizz, and and that's basically I'm not gonna say whatever else I said at the Arsenal. The bit is super in the works, but man, I had a great time working it out at the Arsenal. Great fucking time. So you guys got the time to not hesitate at all. Alright, I'm gonna end this podcast soon because I gotta focus more on my driving. This has been a quick Roger that. You know what? I'm probably gonna pick up after. Alright, this is the part 1 of this episode. Part 2 is gonna be starting in a few seconds. And that part's gonna be my drive home after doing the George Perez podcast. That's gonna be fucking badass. Stay tuned, everybody. Thank you guys so much for listening so far. Yo, this is the post George Perez podcast. Roger that. The fucking podcast went well as fuck. Drank, smoked a bunch of Collective. If you guys don't know them, now you do, bro. They got fire ass weed. They smoke mad blunts, mad joints. Drank Pacificos all fucking podcast long. Dope ass podcast, man. If you haven't checked it out, George Perez Stories, Instagram, George Perez Stories Podcast on Instagram, fucking iTunes. I am fucked, but I made it back. I'm walking back to my crib right now. Parked the car. Appreciate my dad for letting me take it out, cause I have made it back safely. You know what I'm saying? This podcast will be out shortly. I'm going to have some guests soon. I'm going to have Eric Abbenante back on the podcast. Going to have a lot of the heart on the podcast. You know, just going to have a lot more dope-ass guests. Stay tuned for all the good, the good nitty-gritty. Again, I'll be at the shows I mentioned earlier. I'll be at that one show on Wednesday. This Wednesday, if you want to kick it. I'll be at the Comedy Store this Tuesday, the day this drops. What else? I'll be at Garage Mic in the Arsenal, like I recommended the mics earlier to you guys. I'll be there Saturday, Sunday. Oh, no, actually, on Saturday, I'm going to Hard Summer. Yeah, that's one thing I want to talk about, but now it's too late to get into. But I've been going to a lot of raves. And raves are the shit, man. They're really cool. They're like the best productions for shows you're ever going to see. And Hard Summer's coming up. Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to go Saturday with the homies. If you guys are hearing this, man, if you guys want to, meet up, that'd be dope. Going out of Hard Summer. I want to see DJ Snake fucking murder this shit. Who else is playing? Oh, Kid Cudi. I want to see him perform. Sheck West. Fucking... There's a bunch more. A ton of more DJs on the lineup. It's going to be a dope-ass show. Can't wait to go. Hard Summer. I went to Joyride. Brave Tour this Friday at the Hollywood Palladium. This shit was so dope, man. The motherfucker brought out 2 Lamborghinis on stage. 2 fucking Lamborghinis. And then the song was named What's in the Box, so 2 fucking Lamborghinis, motherfuckers. 2 Lambo Countachs, man. Dope as fuck. Great fucking show, man. Great show. I've been going to raves for a few months now. Academy LA is a dope ass spot in LA. If you want to go to a rave, it has fucking screens on the fucking ceiling. And on the right and left of you. And in front of you. That is the shit. What's more of the shit is that I have made it home or close to home safely. Because, man, driving's a motherfucker, man. I forgot how much driving is a motherfucker, but once I get my car fixed, I'm gonna be smashing down the fucking freeways. Skirt. With that being said, stay tuned for the next Roger That podcast. Appreciate you guys for listening. Have a good night.